The Haunted Brakevans, an original story written by BranchlineEngineProductions. October is an exciting time on the island of Sodor. Every year there is a big Halloween festival at Vicarstown. One of the biggest highlights is the big Halloween parade. This year, Thomas and Bruno were chosen to be the leaders of the parade. They were going to take passengers in a big Brakevan special. Thomas was very excited.
Come on, Bruno! We need to get ready for the big parade!
Bruno was nervous. Are you sure that the Fat Controller wants me to be the star of the parade? It's very loud and quite overwhelming. Thomas paused. He remembered that Bruno was a special Brakevan and saw the world differently compared to others.
Don't worry, Bruno. I'll make you feel as comfortable as you can be. Besides, didn't Victor install noise deflectors inside of you?
Yes, he did. Suddenly, the Fat Controller showed up. He had news. Thomas and Bruno, after your jobs are finished today, you must go to Hawin Lake Station and pick up the special Brakevans for the parade this evening.
Yes, sir!
The two responded in unison. After a hard day's of work, Thomas went to collect Bruno at Brendam. There, Salty found his chance to tell a tale to the unsuspecting duo.
Yahar! Beware of the haunted Brakevans tonight, you two!
Oh, what's the haunted Brakevans? Asked Bruno.
The haunted Brakevans were once a pair of troublemaking Brakevans that would cause trouble to any engine who is paired with them. It is said that the reason they are so troublesome is because their guards died in some horrific accident. Something horrible would happen to any poor engine who was paired with said Brakevans.
Thomas was amazed. Bruno shuddered in fear, and Salty laughed and went away.
Don't worry, Bruno. It's just some silly make-believe, I hope.
That evening, fog rolled in at Hawin Lake. Bruno was worried, but knowing Thomas, he felt a little brave. The two arrived at the station and collected the Brakevans. They were old and slightly rusty, painted in a bright orange and purple, with big, large banners on the side that said Trick or Treat and Happy Halloween, and they mostly covered up the worn-out features on the Brakevans.
Alright, Bruno, let's get these Brakevans to Vicarstown. What's the quickest way?
Well, the quickest route would be taking Shen Valley, but also the viaduct closest to the station is out. And suddenly Bruno got interrupted by a loud screeching and scratching noise coming from the Brakevans.
What was that?
Bruno got scared, wanting to be uncoupled from the Brakevans.
It's just some rusty axles,
reassured Thomas, but secretly he was growing more and more worried as well. Before they could leave, a moaning figure walked across the platform. Thomas and Bruno got scared and quickly left the station. Thomas and Bruno made their way down the line and had to stop at a signal. They heard a loud hissing and the sound of shattering glass. Thomas and Bruno jumped.
Maybe the haunted Brakevans were real after all,
Thomas shuddered. Bruno didn't like it one bit. They steamed past the signal and didn't realize they were headed straight for the unfinished viaduct. Thomas and Bruno raced across the bridge and suddenly derailed and were dangling half on and half off the tracks. The pair began to dangle over the body of water, and the engines were scared.
Oh God, not another bridge I'm about to die off of!
Thomas tried to reverse with all his might.
Bruno was scared too. He didn't want to go back to the station, and he applied his brakes.
Thomas managed to get back onto the tracks.
Cinders and ashes! I guess we got a little fright, didn't we, Bruno?
Suddenly, Old Bailey showed up in his handcar. Why'd you guys leave so soon? I had to tell you guys something before you left. Thomas and Bruno were ashamed.
We're sorry, sir. Oh, we thought you were a ghost,
said Bruno shyly. Old Bailey laughed. That's what happened to your friend Henry all those years ago. Got a fright and dumped his train right into the ravine. Suddenly, a black cat jumped out of the Brakevan and cuddled up to Old Bailey. You guys found Thackeray. Thank you. I was going to tell you guys to watch out for a black cat running around, but you guys brought him right to me. Bruno was surprised. Then what was the scratching sound and the screeching? Thomas chuckled. It was just a small black cat. See, Bruno? There's nothing to be scared of. Everything has a logical explanation. That night, the Halloween festival was a great success. Thomas and Bruno led the parade, and it was a fun night. Thomas, look! A ghost! Thomas laughed. Don't be so daft, Bruno. Ghosts aren't... What? The ghost ended up being the Fat Controller. Well done, Thomas and Bruno. I heard you two had a trying night. Your bravery is exceptional, and you are a really useful engine and a really useful brake car. Thomas and Bruno smiled. It was truly a happy Halloween. The end.